Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hadeca series. Today we have the final stage, the fifth stage of this tournament. And overall, just for you to remember, our drivers are fighting for the total pool prize of 2,000 euros, and the first place will get 500 euros. So overall, what did we have on the calendar? On the calendar, we had Circuit de Navarra. That was the opening of our Hadeca Porsche Cup series. Then we had Red Bull Ring. That was just an incredible fight between Alexander Spatz and also Oscar Pugh. Watkins Glen, also full of drama, full of different overtakes. Monza, which was just a crazy driving, and today we have Spa-Francorchamps. So overall, let's look at standings. Um, so, yep. Now we have our driver standings. As you can see, Oscar Pugh is leading the championship. After that, we have Felix Vetter, and the third place is Diana Perez. Overall, Oscar Pugh and also his fellow drivers, Felix Vetter and Diana Perez, showed an incredibly strong and incredibly stable driving throughout the Porsche Cup series. And overall, I think we will see the same fight on Spa-Francorchamps. So moving on to the total team standings. As you can see, everything is pretty much stable. The French team is leading the standings, and after that, we have two more teams close up to each other, fighting for the second place. So now let's talk about the circuit overall. Just for those who are not familiar with this layout, we have three zones on each circuit. First of all, that's a chill zone, where just incredibly chilled. You do nothing. You're just pushing the throttle and driving straight. Then you have a kind of sus area, which is a bit sketchy, a bit weird. Sometimes things might happen on this particular parts of this circuit, but sometimes may not. And the third and the most dangerous part is torpedo zone. This zone is actually every driver's nightmare, because every worst things can happen on here. And yeah, overall, as you can see, we have overall of 4 zones, 4 torpedo zones on the Spa-Francorchamps, starting from the first turn, La Source. This is quite a sketchy turn, because many people try to dive there, and also it's quite a steep turn. So if you lose control there, I mean, I've already talked about this. Be careful on this turn, because yeah, it's not the most, it's not the safest, and that's not the easiest turn you can have on Spa-Francorchamps. Moving on to Eau Rouge and Radion. That's, I think, the most famous section of the circuit, which will dictate as well how drivers will overtake each other on the Camel Straight. Moving on to the Le Combe, which is also a bit of a sketchy thing, because again, before that you had a Camel Straight. You have lots of excessive speed coming onto the Le Combe, which is quite a steep, and it's a really quick right and left-hander. So here you're risking either going into the sand or just ending up in someone's rear bumper. Moving on to the Malmedy and Brussels. Overall, just a quick remark about the names of turns, because overall you will find lots of different names for each and every turn of Spa-Francorchamps. That's a really historic place for motorsport, and that's why you will have lots of many different names. But for now, we're sticking with Malmedy and Brussels, which are also quite a tricky turns, because again, Brussels, it's quite like a parabolic, not really parabolic, but a bit of a more steep and round parabolica. And yeah, just don't have excessive speed there. You're risking ending up in barriers. Double Gush, again, a really quick turn. So people are trying to overtake you there. So be careful. And yeah, overall, that's not the safest place of the circuit. Then Le Fange, Campus, and Paul Freire. That's again a bit of a sketchy turns, a bit of a sketchy section overall because you have quite round turns, and again, this section doesn't like excessive speed because you can easily end up in the sand and lose lots of time. Then Blanchimont, the White Mountain. You may not notice this while driving this circuit, but actually there is on the left side, you will see a huge mountain, after which this section is called. And this final section is chicane. In this chicane, I think you've seen lots of videos, lots of different memes about this section because here people are trying to dive you as hard as they can, and overall the turn itself is again, it doesn't like the excessive speed. Overall, the main rule of Spa-Francorchamps: don't have excessive speed because you may end up either spinning or in the barriers. So here you can see all the turns. I hope we will see a really exciting and really safe driving from our fellow drivers. And moving on to the qualifying section, because right now we have the final 5 minutes of the qualifying section, and what we can see that Oscar Pugh, the leader of our championship, is on the third place. The second one is Felix Fletcher. It's quite a deja vu because we have the same thing in driver standings. Felix Fletcher loses only 15 of 1,000 to Oscar Pugh, and the third place is Javier Berenguel, who is also quite close to Felix Fletcher. Diana Perez, again, she's on the third place right now on driver standings, and she performs really well now, losing only two tenths of a second to Javier Berenguel. So overall, I think we will get a really interesting race today, because moving on from the history part, I think Spa-Francorchamps is one of the beloved circuits overall for every driver, and yeah, I think right now drivers also show that they're quite motivated and they're quite close to each other, showing the best possible time they can. Now we have on our cameras Pavlo Denisenko. He's currently on the 8th place on the table. He has only 0.03 of a second to catch up with Dmitry Lukhanov on the 7th place, and this is quite interesting. Will he manage to find this time and come on the 7th place? Even on the 6th, because as you can see, the difference between 6th and the 8th place is not that big. It's only 0.03 of a second. So I think overall what we can see is that unfortunately we have less drivers. That's the final stage of the Hadeca Porsche Cup series, and yeah, today we won't have, if I'm not mistaken, the heat, and we will have only a feature race. So, oh, sorry, I was I was just corrected by our stream manager. We will have a heat. My bad. We will have a heat. We won't have a consolation race. So the consolation race is a race when people from out of the particular box on the table try to get back on the feature race. So we only have 1 minute left till the end of the qualifying, and overall we see that nothing really changed in the top fifths, in the top 5 section of the table. Oscar Pugh is still leading. Felix Fletcher, unfortunately, as of now, can't get close to Oscar Pugh and take this first place from him, and Javier Bernguel is closing the podium as of now. And we have Felix Vetter trying to catch up with Oscar Pugh, and will he manage to do this? We will find out in a matter of seconds. And no, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he's still on the second place, meaning that Oscar Pugh will start the race on the leading position. So, what do we have? Pavlo Denisenko. Yeah, Pavlo Denisenko managed to catch up with Dmitry Lukhanov. He improved his overall time, and now he has his last lap of this qualifying section. And overall, I'm quite interested, will he manage to get even on the 6th place? Because again, it's only one tenth per second. And yeah, feels like he won't manage to get to cross the finish line on time. So, yep, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we have he's still on the 7th place, and yeah, we'll see how it goes for him in the first hit, which will start just in a few seconds. Overall, you can see the standings. Oscar Pugh leading the race, followed up closely by Felix Vetter and then Javier Bernguel. Diana Perez on the 4th place, and Matteo Frigerio closes the top 5 section. After that, we have Benjamin Frigerio, Pavlo Denisenko, Dmitry Lukhanov, and unfortunately, I couldn't read the, the last section. Gleb Protasov, Alexander Radetzky. They are closing the top 10 section of this starting grid. So, what do we have here? We have a really quick drivers who managed to get really close to each other, and now we will have 30 laps of great driving by them. So we are still waiting for a few drivers to get on the starting grid, and just in a few seconds we will start the first heat of the 5th stage of Hadeca Porsche Cup Series. So, overall, I'm also quite interested. I hope chat you as well. Whether Oscar Pugh will manage to get his 5th consecutive win on this Hadeca Porsche Cup Series, because yeah, so far he showed a really good driving. He won 4 consecutive times, and will he manage to do this one more time? So now we have sport. So officially, the 5th and the final stage of Hadeca Porsche Cup Series is started. So we have quite a clean startup as of now. We don't see many crashes. In fact, none. So moving on to the Rouge and Redion, and everybody feels like yeah. So far, everyone managed to get to get out of this nasty turn in one piece, which is great. Actually, we see a few changes in the standings. So Alexander Radetzky fighting with Benjamin Frigerio. Benjamin Frigerio fell on the 10th place, and yeah, overall, Pavlo Denisenko got on the 6th place. Now moving on to the next stage of the circuit, and actually moving on to the really sketchy one, because again, excessive speed. Hope our drivers will get out of this turn in one piece and everything will be okay for them. So we have 2 wide. Will they manage? Yeah, everything is really clean. Everything is really clean. Everything is as professional as it possibly can be. So overall, right now we're looking at at the 20th place. That's Flavio fighting for the 19th place, as I imagine. And as you can see, we have a group of 4 drivers really close to each other, and I'm not, I'm not jealous of Jan's position as of now, because he's quite under attack, and as well for Sergei Soroka, because yeah, he's currently fighting for his 14th place. And what do we have? We have 2 wide coming into Villasors, which is quite an interesting one. Matteo Frigerio and Diana Perez. No, it's not 2 wide. It's not 2 wide. He backed up just in time. And again, moving on to the great section of Eau Rouge and Radion. So, Matteo Frigerio, now we have camera on him trying to show Diana Perez what he's trying to get on this 4th place. And Oscar did a mistake. Oscar made a mistake, and now he's on the 3rd place. Actually, Felix Vötter is now leading the race, which is really interesting part. I hope we can see the replay of what happened to Oscar, because yeah, just why not? Why not? So we're looking at Felix Vötter moving on to the camel straight, and yeah, that's probably, I think that was just a slowdown. I think it was a slowdown. Probably he just cut the corner in this Eau Rouge and Radion section, and he got a slowdown, which cost him 2 places overall. So now I assume there will be a battle for the 2nd place between Oscar and Javier Berenguel. And yeah, as you can see, Oscar is only 2/10 of a second behind Javier, so it will be a really soon battle for this beloved 2nd place. So what do we see in the mid-table? In the mid-table, we see quite a stable situation. Nobody's fighting each other as of now. Everybody's just trying to save this battle feelings and battle battle actions for the future race. And moving on to the chicane, yeah, everything is quite good. Oh, that was what I was talking about, the chicane, because you've just seen that Yanis Konstantin, he's tried to dive into the chicane, but luckily he backed up in time, and yeah, we didn't have a crash. So moving on into the Eau Rouge and Radion, and yeah, feels like no cutting from Oscar this time, and he managed to get on the 2nd place. So now Felix Vötter will be under the attack from the really skilled and really professional French driver. So what do we have overall? Judging from the table, we see that Benjamin Frigerio is trying to get on the 6th place. He's trying to overtake Dmitry Lukhanov, and will he manage to do this? We have 2 wide in Brussels, and actually that's party of 3. So Pavlo Denisenko is also trying to get on this 6th place, and now we have a group of 3 drivers fighting for the same place, which is really close place to the top 5. Captain Obvious today. So what do we have? We have Pavlo. Will he try to? No, everything is quite stable. Probably he will try to overtake them either on campus, or probably he will try to get there in the chicane section. So now we have a huge scary move. What happened? Yep, all good. He's here. Just an internet issue probably. And moving on to the chicane, will he dive? Will he dive in the chicane? That's the question. Even Shakespeare didn't have this question. So, what do we have? No, no, everything is okay. And overall, as you remember, the heat race is actually like a practice for the drivers, and we have Danilo Halinok, but something happened. Why did he stop? Was it just a panel like or just slow down? I have no idea what happened here. Anton Vashchenko. We have. Yeah. He just lost his. He just missed his braking points, and unfortunately, he ended up losing the chicane turn and lost quite a lot of time on that. So, Sergei Soroka fighting with Yanis Konstantin for the 14th place. We have 2 wide, moving on the Lecom, and yeah, everything is quite clean. Everything is okay. Drivers are not trying to push themselves too hard, because again, I have to remind you, the heat section is, as of now, is just a practice race before the future race. So, what do we have? We have Jan Schuttler. Something happened to Jan Schuttler. And oh, was there a contact? Was there a contact, or was there no contact? That's a question. So let's look from the cockpit view. No, probably that was just an issue with his wheel. That's one of the assumptions. Maybe his wheel just disconnected, and probably he lost steering for a few moments and ended up in the barriers. Not the best place to lose your steering wheel, but unfortunately, it is what it is. And Jan Schuttler did not finish this race. What do we have? We have Gleb Protasov on the 9th place, with Pavlo Denisenko just on his tail, and yeah, I assume we will have a really close driving moving on to the Eau Rouge and Radeon, and what do we have? We have a bit of a bump draft, and all clean, all good, without slowdowns, and we will still look at this. We'll still watch this battle moving on to Villicom. So here, Oscar Pugh trying to get on the first place, and Felix Fletcher is desperately trying to defend his position from him. We only have 5 minutes to go, so I assume we'll still watch a really quality battle for the first place. Let's watch a replay. We have Alexander Radziecki. And that was probably just a lockup. That was just a lockup, a really unfortunate one before the comp, and yeah. He lost 4 positions. That's the worst part of it, of his lockup. But fortunately, he didn't cause a crash, and it was just a clean overtake by his fellow companions on the race. So we only have 4 minutes to go. Felix Fletcher is getting away from Oscar Pugh, because I remember he was Oscar Pugh was like 0.2 of a second to him, and now he's 0.4 of a second. And again, this battle, this eternal battle between Pavlo Denisenko and Dmitry Lukhanov moving on to the chicane, and yeah, everything still stays the same. Dmitry Lukhanov in front of Pavlo Denisenko, and I assume we'll again see a really close driving in Orouge and Bredion section. What do we have here? We have a group of three drivers. That's Sergei Soroka, Yanis Konstantin, and Kevin Masak, trying to get to the 14th place. And overall, what I can see also, can we move on to the this section? Yeah, that's a really good one, because what do we have here? We have a battle for the 9th place between Gleb Protasov. Oh, that's leaders, unfortunately. Felix Vetter. Yeah, Oscar Pugh managed to overtake Felix Vetter. Yeah, good overtake. That was a clean one from him, and now Felix Vetter will be in the attacker's position for to get to this first place and lead the race until its end. So we only have 2 minutes left until the feature race of the 5th stage of Hadeca PCup series, and as of now everything is really clean. Everybody's just trying to keep their nerves intact and not make much of a mess before the feature race. So now we're looking at the battle for the 14th place. Again, that's Yanis Konstantin, Sergei Soroka, and Kevin Masak. That's a really big mystery and big question who will end up on this 14th place, because we've seen this battle for quite a long time, and yeah, it's been entertaining us for I think quite a few laps so far. Now moving on to the chicane, and we have Oscar Pugh leading the race. Felix Vetter is just right on his tail, and we have 2 wide. That was too wide, and unfortunately, Diana Paris lost her 4th place to Matteo Frigerio. That was a really cool and really clean overtake. So what do we have now? And Diana is trying to get back on the 4th place. We have 2 wide. Nope, we don't have 2 wide. Still moving on to the Orouge Bredion. Everything's good. As I see now, no slowdowns. And yeah, look at this. Felix Vetter is trying to dive into the Lecombe. And yeah, he managed to do this. Oh, no, or not. Actually not. For some moment, I was thinking that everything was good for Felix Vetter, and he will end up on the 1st place, but Oscar Pugh showed a really good defensive skills and defended his leading position of his 1st heat. So that's the final lap of the heat. Now we have a camera on the 13th place, and so Lorenzo battling for the 12th place. So Alexander Radziecki needs to maintain his nerves and keep driving really fast and really quality till the end of this heat. And what do we have now? We have a move on to the Le Fons. And look at that, again, this eternal battle between Dmitry Lukhanov and Pavlo Denisenko. Pavlo Denisenko is trying desperately to get to the 7th place. And that's the question, will he manage to do this? Because he only has a few laps, a few turns to do this. So Oscar Pugh moving on to the chicane. And yeah, all good. Felix Vetter is the winner of the 1st heat. Oscar, my bad, Oscar. Oscar won the 1st heat of the 5th stage of Hadeca PCup series. We have on the 2nd place Felix Vetter, third place is Hadeca International, closely followed by Matteo Frigerio and Diana Parvers. So, looking at the middle of the table, we have Flavio, who managed to get up on the table and got 10 places from the starting point, which is a really interesting and really quality driving from him. So we're only waiting for Danny Pro to cross the finish line, and soon we will move on to the feature race, which will be the last one in this Hadeca PCup series. So, overall, chat, you might argue with me, but yeah, these two guys, Oscar P and Felix Vetter, they're just keep providing results. And as you can see, Oscar Pugh won the first heat. Felix Vetter ended up on the second place. Closing the podium places is Javier Benguel, closely followed by Matteo Frigerio, and then Diana Perez, who will close the top 5 section. Overall, everything is pretty clean. We didn't have mass crashes, and as you can see from the standings, the top 6 section was quite far from the 7th place as well. Probably because Dmitry Lukanov and Pablo Denisenko were constantly fighting for the 7th place, and they lost some tempo. But yeah, that's also an interesting one, because will we see the same thing in the feature race, or we will see just a traditional 7 or 8 carriage train moving on through corners of Spa-Francorchamps. Just in a few moments, we will see the start of the feature race. Now, drivers are cooling down and having a bit of a practice time before the race, and just in 4 or 5 minutes we will see the start of the race. So overall, chat, if you don't mind, leave a few notes in the chat box, and just how do you feel about the race overall? Did you expect these results from our drivers? And yeah, we'll get a bit of a discussion moving on from now. Now, what I can see, lots of people came to see our drivers closing up this Hadeca PCup series. And yeah, many greetings from our viewers to our fellow drivers. So just in a few moments, we will see the start of the feature race, and yeah, Dominic.
And meanwhile, Dominic is back. Hello, guys. Sorry for my late presence. Unfortunately, had some things to do, and unfortunately, I skipped quali and heat 1. So while we have a warm up and a small pause, Ilya, please tell us about what happened. Just like a brief, what happened in heat 1. I see now the results. Quite a close finish between the top 3. So it looks like we're going to have a big fight, no?
Absolutely, Dominic. You've missed quite an interesting fight between Oscar Pugh and Felix Vetter, who were always trying to get to this leading place. Also, we've had a quite tense battle for the 7th place between Dmitry Lukanov and Pavlo Denisenko, who were just battling throughout the corners and trying to get to the 7th place. But Dmitry Lukanov showed incredible skills, incredible defensive skills, and made Pavlo stay away from him and remain on the 8th place by the end of this first hit. So overall, that was a really tense driving, as you can see, especially from the top 6 section of the table. Probably I was telling the chat that probably Dmitry Lukanov backed up from the top 6 because of this constant battle with Pavlo Denisenko. But overall, yeah, it was a really clean race without much, or even, if I'm not mistaken, any crashes at all, and that was just a clean driving from our fellow drivers.
That's nice. That's nice. I mean, this combo is such a great combo in this simulator. I mean, I'm quite surprised with the low attendance of this race because when I did a small test, to do like the photos of the car and so on, I did a few laps on this combo, and I mean Porsche Cup plus Spa. It's just one of the best things that you can get here in iRacing, and yeah, especially when you have quite close battle between other drivers, it's much more even it's even better, because once again, it's a real pleasure to to drive every sector of this track, and this car is just amazing. I mean, there is like no places where you do not enjoy your car. I mean, it all depends on the way you set up it, but overall, I mean, it's a big pleasure, to literally dance to the corners at this Porsche. I mean, yeah. So I'm quite, I feel bad for myself that I'm not participating right now in this race because I would really love to. And yeah, hopefully when we get, I mean, at least a daily race on the weekly schedule, I mean, you never won't miss Spa with the Porsche Cup.
Yeah, Chad, and as you can hear now, if you get on the Spa with Porsche Cup and you see Dominic, I mean, he will provide. So stay away from him. He will just hot lap after hot lap after hot lap. So yeah, just keep your head cool and keep your nerves intact. I think just in a few moments we will have the feature race. Probably that's the 4th or even the 5th time I'm saying this in the last few minutes. Yeah, and we will see quite a tense battle between Oscar Piu, Felix Vetter, and I assume Javier Benguel as well, because they've provided a really clean race so far during the first hit. And overall, it might be the cleanest. I hope so. But might be the cleanest race we've had so far. What do you think? Silence means agree. So,
Yeah, I had some sound bug. I mean, okay, never mind.
yeah, just a few seconds, and we will see the feature race. That will be the closing one for this Hadeca Porsche Cup series, which has been a great joy and great excitement for I think every viewer. We've had lots of different things. We've had equality driving, we've had intense battles, we've had unfortunate spins, unfortunate crashes. Yeah, just whatever you want. It was just a pure action film so far, and that's the huge question: how we will what we will watch today on the feature race in Spa-Francorchamps. So, just a few seconds, our drivers getting on the grid, and we'll have a start of the feature race. Dominic, what do you think about the race so far?
I need a few moments. I mean, I can hear myself. I can hear a lot of you. I'm still trying to figure out what is the problem.
That's okay. No worries. Everything is fine. So now we have starting point 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have a start of the feature race. So, Oscar Pugh trying to get away from the Felix Vetter. Javier Berenguel is quite close to him. We already see a battle between Felix Vetter and Javier Berenguel moving on to the Eau Rouge and Radion section. These three guys, I mean, they continue to provide day after day after day after day. It's just a huge enjoyment to watch these drivers fight between each other, because they show just an incredible quality, just incredible professional driving, and yeah, hope chat as well. You agree with me, and yeah, we'll have a look what they can provide now. But unfortunately, we have Diana Paris on the 25th place. Something happened. Oh, that was just a nasty dive. Who was it? That was just a nasty dive. Can we see? Oh no, we see just. Oh no, Gleb Protasov, unfortunately, he lost his steering and crashed into Diana Paris, and Diana Paris is probably having some issues now. Yeah, that's just an unfortunate start for her. She's on the 25th place, and yeah, I hope she doesn't have any mechanical damage in her car, and yeah, she will try to get back into the race while the race is moving on. So,
unfortunately, I missed this part, but I can see that Diana is still in the race. She is in the group, so yeah, it would be quite interesting to see how much position she will gain after this crash that happened with Gleb Protasov in the first corner. So yeah, overall a big shame for her, because she had so much chances to finish in the podium today. But yeah, I mean, she still has quite a lot of time, to gain. So I mean, it all depends on the other drivers, whether they are going to battle a lot or not. Overall, we can see now that it's still the same pattern as all the races. The top three, even top five, are not battling each other at the start, and then they will just be in this slipstream train. And in the middle of the pack, we have a lot of fights. So yeah, let's take a look.
overall, yeah, just an interesting driving from our competitors. Now we have a why? Oh, we have a crash. We have another crash in the source.
That was one of the Proton cars. It looks like that was Anton Ivashin car, yeah.
Too wide into the Erosion radio. What can be scarier than this?
And we have...
Oh no.
That was a really big hit. And I think that, yeah, he is out of this race. Yeah, that was a really big shunt. A rear bang. I mean, yeah, definitely the engine would be dead. Oh, that was one of the silver cars going the wrong way. Let's take a look what happened between Proton drivers. Is that teammates that took each other out? Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. You never want to see that happen with your teammate. Yeah.
That was funny. That was funny thing. But also I've noticed that Jan Schuckler, unfortunately, I have not noticed whether he didn't start the race at all. But yeah, he's out of the race. So Gleb, yeah, that's just he just lost his steering. Yeah, that's the huge danger of Rouge and Bradion.
It's quite lucky that he did not took anyone out, because yeah, you cannot control your car after you crash there. And yeah, this is what happened with Sergei Soroka, no XSRT team. He lost control in the comp, and yeah, it looks like that he did return safely. I mean, yeah, that's the best thing that he could have done there.
That was really close. That was really close. Just a bit of a miscalculation, and you end up just in the front-to-front crash with other drivers. So yeah, just a sketchy one. So Diana Perez, she's already on the 20th place, 19th place as of now. Moving on to the chicane, and yeah, I mean, it's been only what 3 laps. And she managed to regain 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 6.
Yeah, that looks like she did. She gained. It's now 7th position, because Vladislav Titov looks like that he lost control of his car. And yeah, what I wanted to mention that Felix Vetter is not waiting. It looks like that he is trying to put pressure on the early laps on Oscar Piu. Yeah, once again, Oscar might like take an achievement in this championship, winning every race, and I think that Felix would definitely want to break this opportunity for Oscar. So I think we might see some interesting battle between them, but overall that will be quite epic, you know, to win every race in the championship, especially with this strong field. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that would be just an amazing finish for him in this championship. I mean, 5 consecutive wins. It's just incredible achievement. Uh, so yeah, now what do we have here? We have him moving on to the to Brussels, and yeah. Oh, sorry, not Brussels. Double goose. Um, but overall, we see quite an interesting fight between our drivers, and now we have a look at Vladislav Titov moving on to the last source, and what do we have here? Spin.
Ay. Too early on the throttle.
That's the danger of this turn, because when you go into the last source, you see that you feel like it's quite a flat one, but actually it declines a bit. So you're losing grip just on the apex of a turn. So if you get a bit of excessive speed, or you just turn not at a great time, not in a great place, you can end up with spinning.
Yeah, especially in these cars that doesn't have any assist systems, no ABS, no traction control, so you really have to be gentle on the throttle. You really have to manage all the things throughout the corner, you know, the way you position your car, the way when you start to accelerate, the way you work with the steering. So you really have to manage a lot of things in these cars in order to really be fast. But yeah, we see that a lot of drivers are quite capable of managing this car quite good, you know. So yeah, overall quite close, especially, you know, when you drive in the slipstream in these cars. If you take a look like at the Porsche and Radillion, I mean, you literally don't have any grip because you don't have any downforce, and especially when you drive in the slipstream, you're literally like nothing pushing your car. I mean, yeah, that's really tricky. So yeah, this is the beauty of the Porsche Cup.
Yeah, and that's raw driving in its best, because again, no assist at all. That's a really tricky car without any assist, considering that's a 500 horsepower beast. So yeah, just our drivers trying to get as much as they can, show the best driving as they can. But again, this car is really dangerous to drive, not only in sim racing but also in real life. You have to be really prepared for this car, to drive it safely, and to get as much as you can during the lap time. So what do we have right now on our screens? We have a battle for the 11th place. So we have a group of 3 drivers: Marcel Moros, Yanis Constantin, and Enzo Lorenzato. Sorry. And yeah, it's just an interesting one. Who will end up on this 11th place? Because as you can see, from the 11th place to the 10th place is just a second and a half or something like this. So it's not that far. So if you get to this 11th place, you can easily fight for the 10th place as well, and get closely to enter the top 10 section on the table. So, looking at the other fighting we have right now, we have a fight. We're still looking at the fight for the 13th place as of now, and Alexander Radetzky will have a really difficult task of defending his place from to our drivers. So, what do we have in the top 5? Let's have a look at our top 5 section. Let's have a look at our leaders. Overall, Felix Ritter is not that far from Oscar Pugh, the leader of the race. he's trying to make him feel uncomfortable and just put as much pressure as he can throughout the turns of Spa-Francorchamps. And
It looks like that we had a crash. That was Pavel Rodovicius. Sorry for not correct pronunciation, but it does look like that he had something in the Lecombe. So he just missed his braking point and he had to cut the truck and slow down the car in order not to receive a penalty. So yeah, he did lose quite places. That's not the place where you want to overtake. I mean, that was Yanis Konstantin. His attempt to that's not great rejoin. I mean, yeah, and he is off.
Oh no.
First of all, you don't want to. I mean, yeah, I understand his frustration. I understand that he wanted to rejoin the track as fast as possible. But you have to really be careful with that. You have to look at your relative info. You have to look left to right, and you have to rejoin the track safely. Unfortunately, that did not happen between Yanis Konstantin and I think that was Soroka.
But was the lock?
Benjamin Frigerio. He made a lockup, breaking down to the bus stop chicane. And it does look like that he lost 2 positions because of that, because Paolo Denisenko is pushing him for the 5th place, and he manages. He just closed the door like in the millimeters. I mean, that was just great. Yeah, and Benjamin Frigerio did gain at least 1 place because of that. So right now Denisenko in Frigerio sandwich. So I think those 2 drivers will definitely work in order to get Denisenko away from them. So let's take a look at this battle.
Yeah, luckily we didn't have any net code or something like this in the La Source turn, because it would be very unfortunate for both drivers. But now that's Lecombe, and moving on to the Brussels. Matteo Frigerio back top, and he's still not trying to put much pressure on Pavlo Denisenko. He almost lost control of the car, but he managed to regain it in a matter of milliseconds, I'd say. And moving on to the double gauge, just as we've already seen, quite a tricky one and a really dangerous one to drive through.
This is the battle that I wanted to look. This is Radetzky between Perez, and one more time Perez is facing crashes in this race. I mean, that was one more unfortunate accident. Unfortunately, that was Radetzky, but Diana managed to. I think she managed to still be in the position that she were. I think that she might lose only 1 position to Clement Fontaine. Let's take a look one more time. So that was Perez trying to overtake on the outside, and it does look like there might be a lockup from Radetzky, and unfortunately he took Diana Perez in this incident. And moving on, Frigerio between Denisenko, and it does look like that Matteo at least regain a position from Denisenko, but Pavlo might make a counterattack here in La Source. No, he will not. I think he understands that he needs to be as close as possible to Matteo in order to close up to Benjamin. And maybe later in this race we will see a battle for 4th place between the 3 drivers. I don't know, but it does look like this is the plan for Denisenko in this race. Meanwhile, Felix Votter is really close behind Oscar Piu, but this is the same pattern that we've seen in the previous races. He just glued himself behind Oscar rear bumper, and I think we won't see any action between these 2 drivers until the last lap of the race.
Yeah, I think so too. We've already seen these battles before, and most of the time they happen in the last 5 minutes of the race. And during that time we have lots of action on our screens, so I assume we will see the same thing today. So Alexander Radetzky, unfortunate race for him as well. He's now on the 19th place, and
Yeah, I mean, overall for the no XSRT, this is a really race to forget. I mean, Soroka, that was the driver who suffered from the unsafe rejoin from Yanis Konstantin. You can see it by the state of his front end of the car. And yeah, Radetzky, that was the driver which take part in the incident between himself and Diana Perez. So yeah, that's really a shame race for this team. They're actually battling with the Proton team that we've seen taking each other out in the beginning of the race. So right now it's that would be quite interesting battle between these two teams. So if I'm not mistaken, they are like 10 points separate. With the Proton team having 9 points and no XSRT 19. So yeah, I think maybe we will see some battles. But overall, you can see there is a quite a like a close battle for the 12, 13, and 14 place. 3 teams with the same amount of points, and as well in the top 3. I mean, like not the top 4. Between the Fast Repair Motorsport and Dynamo Sport Black, they are equal on points. So yeah. There is quite a lot of fight still going on, so yeah, the drivers will have to be quite responsible in these races. So yeah, at least try as best as they can for their team.
I've just noticed something happened to Pablo Alexander because he was between Javier Berenguel and Benjamin Fugero, and now he's back.
No. He was remember he was in the Frigerio sandwich. Then Matteo overtook him, and now he is back in the Frigerio sandwich. So something did happen to Matteo once again.
Yeah, something happened to Matteo probably. Yeah, but overall, what we can see, Oscar Pugh and Felix Roger are trying to get away from other drivers. Javier Berenguel, he's losing time to the second place. He's already 107 points behind Felix Futter, and yeah, it's just a question: will he catch up with him? And will he manage to put some pressure on Felix Futter as well? So overall, we can see that drivers they've got quite spread across the track. We see less and less tenths of a second on our relatives. It's just seconds now. And Flavio, right now, he's trying to battle for the 9th place, and Marcel Kuch will have quite an interesting task to defend his place from him. So Diana Paris, she's 14th now, incredible, considering she started from the 25th after the first turn of the race. And now she's trying to put pressure on Kevin Masak, moving on to the chicane. And interestingly, do you think we will see a dive from Diana? And she's preparing for it.
And it did just happen. I mean, that was not really a dive bomb. I mean, just a clean and simple overtake. That was not really a late move. She just went side by side even before the braking zone, and yeah, that was quite smart from Kevin Mesak. He understands that there is no point to fight Diana because they are not equal on their speed. I mean, so it's even better for Kevin, to let Diana through and just to stick behind her, and yeah, she might take himself closer to Marcel Moroch, who's now on P12. So yeah. So far for Diana, there is a small break between the battle and the other drivers. She has now like 5-second gap between herself and Marcel Moroch. So I mean, in some laps we will see a move. And now we have a replay. Vladislav Tito once again in La Source. Is it going to be a same mistake? Oh no, that was braking on the grass. And yeah, Vladislav is out of this race, unfortunately. He decided that there is no reason for him to continue this race. So 22 drivers left. Unfortunately, we have 4 DNFs today, and yeah. So I mean, for some drivers, that's a good news because they have a chance to get their first points, especially like for the driver like Maxim Bunic. I don't remember him scoring the points, so 1 DNF and he might be in the top 20. And yeah, so yeah, definitely there is probably some things to happen. Right now we have only like three groups battling each other. Right now you can see group number 2 between Marcel Gucce, Flavio Tucci. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've tried to to remember and I've repeated quite a few times his last name, but
Flavio.
yeah.
Just Flavio.
Yeah, we will call him Flavio. And this is the third battle that I wanted to mention between Vashenko and Soroka, but it does look like that not that much of the fight we can see. But we can see battle between the teammates, Dynamo Esport, Green, if I'm not mistaken. They will be putting pressure on Marcel Gucci. It looks like that they swap positions, so it looks like a team order between the teammates, multi up to 1.
Yeah, and as you can see, Enzo already has some damage on his rear bumper, so something happened throughout this race to him, but he's still battling. He's still trying to get close to this, to the 9th place to Marcel Gucci. So but soon they will both face Diana Perez. That's a final boss for them, because she will try to get as many points, as many places as she can. So yeah, overall, look at that. I mean, just one lap before that, we've had 5 seconds on the relative. Now it's 3.2. So yeah, just incredible driving from her. Yeah, I think it will be just a matter of probably in 5 minutes we will see her just somewhere closer to the top 10. I just assume. What do we have? Again, we don't have that many relatives. Do you remember? Do you remember previous stages when we've had like the whole table full of just drivers that are really close to each other, just chance seconds everywhere, and now we have only a few drivers fighting for the places. One of them is Clement Fonte. He's trying to get to the 17th place, and Alexander Radetzky again has quite a task of defending. Yeah, Flavio. Let's look at the. Flavio is still trying to get close to Anzo, and probably they will just stick in the slipstream for as much as they can, for as long as they can. Sorry.
Yeah. They tried to swap places in order to close on Marcel, but it looks like that it's not working for them. It looks like, yeah, you can see on the standings that Marcel is 7/10 faster than Dynamo guys. So yeah, they really need to think they really need to create something new. I mean, this thing that they're doing now is not working for them. Maybe they're quite comfortable with P10 and P11. I don't know, but I think that this position swap was done in order to catch Marcel. And meanwhile, you can see on your screen the Frigerio sandwich. It looks like that in a while we will see some action from these 3 guys. I mean, it's almost 10 minutes left in this session, less than 5 laps, I think the drivers will have to do. So yeah, quite soon we might see some battle. And I'm quite interested in this pun, especially that we've called Frigerio sandwich, because overall these drivers are quite close on their pace, so it will only matter the level of the racecraft of every driver, how they are ready to fight each other. So yeah, this is definitely the battle that I'm looking forward the most, because with the leaders we might see the same pattern that happened in Monza, when we only had some moments on the last lap. What a great maneuver from Alexander Radetzky. In no-name corner, the corner that you are not really expecting to overtake on the inside, Alexander done a maneuver on the outside. That was some incredible stuff from him. Well done, Alexander. But it looks like that Clement Fontanier, no. That was an attempt from him to regain this position, but that was not a successful attempt. So yeah, with Clement dropping down to 18th place.
Yeah, overall the top 5 section, but what we can see, we still see this Figueroa sandwich, and we also see that Javier Berenguel is desperately trying to get closer to Felix Vetter, but yeah, it's just a 4-second difference. It's quite a lot in racing. Yeah, but now Felix Vetter is just trying to push on Oscar as much as he can. He's right on his tail and just trying to not lose him from his side. Diana Paris moving on to the Eau Rouge and Radion section, and we see all good. Moving on to the Camel Straight, and probably she will make some moves on Lecombe. So Diana Paris is going on the outside. Marcel Moros backed up.
Yeah, just a clean move. I mean, this is the way you want it to be done. Clean, without any unnecessary things. And yeah, that's a P12 for Diana. 4 seconds left to top 10 with 8 minutes, less than 8 minutes left in the race. So I think she might get it. Definitely, that would be really a driver of the day, material. Finishing in the top 10 after this quite unfortunate crash in the La Source at the start of the race. So yeah, I mean, we will definitely be looking after it. Right now, once again, back to Figueroa sandwich. Denisenko making a mistake, and yeah, it does look like that we might see some attempt from Matteo Figueroa in the bus stop chicane. I don't know. Yeah, Denisenko is taking like a middle lane, but Matteo. Yeah, he was trying to make a really late move. I mean, that was like some sort, of double braking. So yeah, we will have to definitely see it one more time. Let's take a look. Right now, Denisenko is closing the inside line down to the first corner, La Source. And yeah, Matteo tried to, make a switch back, but unfortunately it did not work out for him. So right now, his next attempt will be after the Eau Rouge section, down to the Lecombe. So let's take a look from this camera. Oh, we finally have a battle for the first place. Finally, it's Felix Vetter who is moving up to the first place. No defending from Oscar. So he understands that there is literally no point to do that. And he just let Felix through. And in this battle, that was Denisenko that managed to defend on this lap from attacks of Matteo Figueroa. Matteo almost lost it. I mean, great battle so far between two groups. Quite chill, quite clean, without any unexpected moves. This is the way you have to fight.
Yeah, just if we forget about this Matteo's move in the bus stop chicane, which was quite a scary one. I don't know, from my point of view, it was quite a one. Just if you lose a bit of a control, he could easily end up in the Pavlo's side. So yeah, now we have quite a tense battle for the 5th place. Matteo overtook Pavlo now, and just going back to the because I remember to this battle. I think that was a really smart tactic from Oscar, because he understands that probably it's easier for me to just stay in the slipstream of Felix, and then make a move in just a few minutes, because he understands that it's easier. Probably it's easier to attack rather than defend, considering this skill of drivers. Also, just taking into the consideration slipstream, which will also help Oscar a lot on this long straight of Camel Straight, for example, Blanchimont. So, yeah, I think that was just a really smart move from him. What do you think?
Yeah. There is a lot of smart things between the let's say top 5, top 6 drivers. So yeah, it's quite a pleasure to see the way the drivers decide, to choose like their strategy for the race, their strategy for the fight. And yeah, right now this is round number 2, but the drivers have come on. We've just talked how nice you were battling, and right now that was really unnecessary between Matteo Frigerio and Paolo Denisenko. I don't know who was there, who did not correct things, with only one view. It's quite hard to adjust that quickly, but yeah, it was definitely unnecessary. And what I tried to I wanted to mention that leader have swapped position one more time without any sort of defense from the leader. Yeah, so Oscar is back to the first place, and it does look like that this might be the penultimate. No, we will have 2 more laps, I think. Yeah, I wanted to say that this might be a penultimate lap of the race, but no. So there is still a chance of having more battle between the leaders, because once again we are quite close to the finish of this race.
Yeah, just 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes left to be precise, and yeah, we will see the winner of this final stage of Hadeca PCup series. As of now, what do we have? We have Benjamin Frigerio. He got quite far from both Pablo and Matteo. Yeah, he's currently on the 4th place, but still he has he has to catch up lots of time to get to Javier Berenguel, who is currently on the 3rd position. So, looking at the Kevin Masak camera into the bus chicane, everything is clean and good, and we will see a battle for the 13th place in La Source. That's the question. We only have 2 minutes left, even less than that, and when if not now? When if not now, try to dive and either get a place or end up not finishing the race. That's a huge mystery and a huge question for each and every driver right now.
So let's go. Kevin Masak and Marcel Moroch. Marcel taking the inside line down to the Lecombe chicanes, and Kevin right now is trying to make a bit later move, but that was not. Yeah, you don't really have that much chance to make a great move when you're taking the outside line there in Lecombe. You really have to outbrake your opponent really a lot. But also you have to nail the corner. So yeah, that was not the case that happened now, and we will see one more overtake in no name corner around the outside. It does look like that still no, so we will be getting into the Pouillon corner, and yeah, in this great battle actually Marcel is staying in front. And yeah, looking at the table also, I think it does look like this is going to be the last lap of the race. Yes, this is the finish.
One. And we have
Oscar Piu winning all races of our championship. Well done.
That's just incredible stuff from him. 5 consecutive wins.
Bravo.
Just incredible. Bravo, bravo, bravissimo. I'd even say, because yeah, that was just a quality driving from him throughout the series. Uh, Not even taking into the consideration what track, what time, what conditions. Yeah, he just provided. He's a really good driver, and yeah, he's an ultimate champion of this Hadeca PCup series.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff from him. Yeah, congratulations to Oscar. Also, congratulations to Paulo Denisenko that managed to actually defend his fifth position here. Between this in this Frigero sandwich, I'm sure that there might be a protest from Matteo because of this contact. So Paulo might receive a penalty for that. We still don't know. I think for the Dynamo Esport guys, we did have some position changes with Flavio finishing on P9. He did overtake Marcel Gucci, and So Lorenzato finished on 11th place, and Clement Fontaine will finish without fuel in his car. And yeah, Diana Perez, unfortunately, she did not finish in the top 10. That was quite a big consequences of this crash. Yeah. So yeah, this was the last car to finish. Danilo Holinok finished in 22nd, the last car to finish in our championship. Moving on to our leaders, let's invite them here in our broadcast studio. And yeah, Ilya, go ahead.
Hi guys, welcome back to this small chat room of ours. First of all, Oscar, huge congratulations to you. Fifth consecutive win on this Hadeca PCup series. You're an ultimate champion of the series. That's just incredible stuff from you.
Thank you.
Just one of the interesting questions I have is in the last 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, till the end of the feature race, you've switched places with Felix and stayed on the second place rather than staying on as the leader of the race. Was it an intentional move by you to stay in the slipstream, or was it just a really clean and quality overtake by Felix?
I think there's like one time, yeah, I kind of like I wanted to go behind a bit to see how's the draft going and like what is the position I would rather have for the last lap. But also, I think one time he overtook me like normally.
Overall, how do you feel about the series, and looking back at the previous races as well? What was your favorite one if we take out of these 5 races?
Like overall, I really like have fun driving in it. So yeah, it was really enjoyable. Like maybe best one, I don't know. There was the first one because with the rain, I didn't expect. So it was like unexpected. So of course it spiced it up a bit, and then Red Bull Ring was also like 35 minutes of fighting nonstop. So that was good. But I mean, every race were fun to drive. So yeah, I just enjoyed every single laps.
And the final one, I think our chat and our viewers are really interested to hear this one from you. Give us one random tip on driving through Spa, just one random thing that you think might improve our viewers' time on the circuit.
Oh, that's a hard one. I would say never trying to brake too late around this track because there's quite long straight everywhere. So having a good exit is always quite important. And also never like, especially with this car, you really must not overshoot the corner. So yeah, I think it's a track where you need to drive calm and clean.
Great stuff, Oscar. Thanks a lot for driving. It was a huge joy to watch you driving throughout the series, and wish you lots of luck and all the best in your future races.
Yeah, thank you for the organization, guys.
Cheers. Felix, welcome back. to the room. Overall, how do you feel about the race? How do you feel about this battle with Oscar for the leading position? And yeah, did you enjoy the spot?
Well, I feel pretty fine, but a little bit heartbreaking there because like we were overtaking him 3 laps to go, and then I tried to run, but well, that didn't work out. So I was trying to make a last lap move, but I was just too far away, and that was a bit of a bummer there. But well, that just happens. And still a P2, it was amazing. I was hoping for that. It was actually pretty interesting that Diana got taken out in turn 1, because I was just driving and then my chat was asking where did she go, and I was like, oh, but well, she was just gone. That was a bit sad because I wanted to fight for it. But well, I'm still happy I got it, and the whole series was really enjoyable. All of the races, especially like Oscar said, the first one with the rain was quite interesting, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Was Circuit de Navarra also your favorite one out of the whole 5 stages of this championship?
Since I love to drive in the rain, yes, definitely. I think I could have done more there, but actually, I can't remember it. It was like I was doing IMSA there, and then someone told me, "Yo, there's a Porsche Cup series," and I was like, "Okay, interesting." And I had like 1 hour to qualify, and well, that was how I got into it. So I was completely surprised by the rain and everything, and yeah, well, it was amazing. Also, it was pretty hard because I didn't have a clutch back then to start the car, so I lost positions at the start, which was not easy. But it was fun.
Yeah, and the rest was just history. Now you're a runner-up after the finish of the last stage of this championship, and yeah, it was just a really good driving from you. That was just an incredible stuff from you. And the final question, and quite a weird one. If you take any turn on Spa, which one would you erase? Which one would you change?
Interesting question there, turn 1. Definitely.
You don't like Blessors.
Yeah, exactly. I miss it so many times. I don't like that corner.
Yeah, just an incredible turn as well, because we've seen lots of drama on this turn today, and yeah, hope some Spa-Francorchamps big bosses are watching this stream right now, and yeah, they will change this fearful turn in the following years. Great job from you. Yeah, hope you'll stay as quality as now, even become even better, and yeah, lots of luck in your future races.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for the organization. It was amazing. It was a lot of joy. And yeah, enjoy your evening, guys. And
Pleasure for us.
yeah, let's see what's happening there in the future. Let's go.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. And sign up for our future races. Just keep your fingers on the pulse, and yeah, just look up for news. Hope to see you again.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Javier, how's it going? How do
Hello.
you feel about the race?
Well, it was a bit strange because it was a bit lonely, to be honest, because the first 2 guys were too fast for me. I just couldn't keep up with them, even with the slipstream. And then behind, I think Benjamin made a mistake. He lost my slipstream, so he couldn't catch up to me. So it was a bit lonely, but at least I got the podium.
That was just how to say it. That was just the best thing Hotlapper might want during the race, just to go through without any pressure from each other. But when do you think when do you think things started getting worse and worse? Because you've lost quite a lot of time to Felix in the end, and was there a particular moment when this started, or it's just a coincidence? What do you think?
I think the first lap wasn't too good for me, so I lost like the biggest slipstream. I lost it there because on cold tires are not very good. And then I think it was little by little, I was losing like two tenths per lap, and little by little it was adding up, and I just couldn't go faster, and they ran away. I was hoping they would fight a little bit, but they didn't. I mean, they were smart, and I just couldn't catch up. It's a shame for Diana because she was fighting for the P2 on the championship, and someone took her out, so she couldn't fight for it. It's a bit of a shame, but at least she was able to keep the P3. And also congratulations to Oscar P because he has done like an amazing championship. He has won every race, I think, and of course he has won the championship. So congratulations to him.
Just the last question to you. Overall, which sections of Spa do you like the most, and which do you just hate driving?
I think after turn one, the Rouge and all that straight plus the next two corners is the part that I enjoy the most. Yep.
And which sections do you hate?
The turn one. So it's a
Turn
bit
one.
weird because turn one is the worst for me. Like I don't know where to brake. Sometimes I brake too soon. Sometimes I brake too late, and traction is difficult for me after in the acid. So yeah, the first corner is the worst, and what comes after it is the best.
I mean, that was not scripted. Big bosses from Spa-Francorchamps. That was not
Yeah.
scripted at all. You've already heard two people saying that La Source is not the greatest turn on this circuit. So yeah, just check this one out. Just erase it. Make a huge turn.
Yeah.
Or
We
just
can
a huge
agree on
straight.
it.
Yeah. I think we can think something about this. So yeah, just keep in touch with us, and yeah, we'll make it make it better. So yeah, huge congrats, huge thanks for driving. It was a cool pleasure watching your driving, and yeah, lots of luck and all the best in your future races.
Thank you, and also thank you for the championship. I had a lot of fun. So I hope you make another one, and if you make another one, I will be there to join.
Stay tuned. You never
Yes,
know.
I will.
Stay tuned. That's why the same thing I'll tell you. What I normally tell to our viewers and chat. Just follow Hadeca pages. Uh, keep keep your fingers on the pulse with all the latest news with Hadeca, and yeah, hope to see you racing in the future races from Hadeca.
Yes,
Too.
I hope so too, and thank you very much. Bye bye.
Yeah. Cheers. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Dominic,
So
that was
yeah,
fun.
this is it. This is the finish of our first championship. I mean, I want to make a note on our drivers answering your question about the most hated corner, and I was quite surprised to hear about La Source. I mean, I really did not expect this corner to be pronounced because I don't know because I don't know. This is really literally a corner where you always have quite interesting fights, but it's quite interesting to hear from the guys that this is literally their unfavorite corner. So yeah, that was quite nice shares from them. But yeah, overall, let's sum up the championship. I mean, I think we did quite a great result, of gathering that much people. Yeah, it's a shame that not everyone finished the championship. It's a shame that we have like almost half of the grid not present on the last race. I mean, but it's quite a common thing to happen in the championship, so I'm not quite surprised. but I'm really positively surprised about drivers with quite a big achievement already in our racing, participating in our championship. Having quite a lot of experienced drivers. It's a real big pleasure. It really motivates us as organizers. To make everything clean and as professional as possible. So yeah, I want to thank personally every driver who participate in at least one round. Your participation really matters a lot. Without you, there will be no championship of Hadeca. So yeah, from my side, guys, thanks a lot for participating. I mean, as you've said, Ilya, stay tuned because yeah, more championship to come, more events to come. This was just the beginning.
Overall, let's not forget about our viewers, our chat, who were just incredible. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you were not that disgusted by those two voices that came on each week. Yeah, it was a fun thing to do. It was a huge joy, and we hope to comment once again in the future championships. So guys, yeah, that's the end. That's the end, or probably that's the beginning of a new series of Hadeca Porsche Cup or even other cars. So stay tuned, follow Hadeca social media, and hope to see you again soon.
Ciao everyone. Yeah, thanks for your support. Yeah, stay tuned, follow Hadeca, and have a great evening.
Cheers.